Hello children, how are you? Hope good. This is Shahab Khan and I'm back with my new video on my YouTube channel Urban Learning the UL. My previous video was basically an introductory video on Julius Caesar in which I did start the text though. I did not do the themes in the previous video for two reasons. Firstly, it would have made the video too long, and more importantly, I want to do the themes once we have finished studying at least Act 1. The reason being, once you have done that, you would be knowing almost all the characters of the play. You know where the play is heading, and you would have an idea as to how the play is going to unfold. And most importantly, you would know how Shakespeare has presented the play thus far. How Shakespeare has presented the play thus far. This thing is going to help you understand the themes in a much better way than if it were done now. I hope it is clear. What did we study in the previous video? We had studied that when the play opens, people are celebrating Caesar's return after defeating Pompey. This is a historical play. You know, in the civil war between Pompey and Caesar, a series of battles were fought, and Pompey was killed in an earlier battle. The battle from which Caesar is returning presently is the last battle in which both the sons of Pompey were defeated along with the last remaining supporters of Pompey. In this battle, both the sons of Pompey were killed. This battle is called the Battle of Munda. Battle of Munda. M-U-N-D-A. Okay. Fought in 45 BC. And this place is present day Spain. Okay, this place is present day Spain. Okay. That's it for history. Coming to the text, we know that Flavius and Murellus, the two tribunes, they are not happy with this thing. They are not happy with people celebrating the victorious return of Caesar. This shows that there is a resentment in certain sections of the society, and basically the upper section of the society, the noblemen, the officials. The reason being, now the power of Rome is going to be in the hand of one person. Now there's not going to be the triumvirate. The power is going to be in the hands of one person, and that is Julius Caesar, and that is going to make him a tyrant. That is what the people think. Okay? So this resentment and the opposition to Caesar, led to the assassination of Caesar. Now, Shakespeare opens the play with a little bit of humor so that the audience is eased into the play, because as I said in the previous video, I explained in the previous video, the mood of the play is dark, gloomy and bloody. So starts with a subtle sense of humor, a little bit of humor, and the audience who have come to watch the play, they are eased into the play. Okay, so let's start the text. We'll start from line 29, and the cobbler has finally said that he was a cobbler by profession. Flavius, but wherefore art now not in thy shop today? Why dost thou lead these men about the streets? Cobbler, truly sir, to wear out their shoes to get myself into more work, but indeed sir, we make holiday to see Caesar and to rejoice in his triumph. Okay, so Flavius asks the cobbler, why was he not there in his shop today, and why was he leading these men in the streets? Cobbler, in his usual witty way, in his own inimitable style, replies that he was doing that so that the people's shoes are worn out and he gets more work. But actually, they had taken a day off and they were rejoicing, they were making merry because of Caesar's triumph. There was this tradition in ancient Rome of celebrating conquests. The victorious king or the victorious general would parade through the streets, and people, they would cheer them and garland them. But that was done when a foreign conquest was made. This is different in the sense that yes, it was a victory, but it was a lesser victory. It was a civil war, and that is why Flavius and Murellus did not like the people celebrating this victory. Murellus, wherefore rejoice? What conquest brings he home? What tributaries follow him to Rome? To grace in captive bonds his chariot wheels. You blocks, you stone, you worse than senseless things. O you hard hearts, you cruel men of Rome, knew not Pompey many a time and oft have you climbed up to walls and battlements, to towers and windows, ye to chimney tops, your infants in your arms, and there have sat the livelong day with patient expectation to see great Pompey pass the streets of Rome. And when you saw his chariot but appear, have you not made an universal shout that Tiber trembled underneath her banks to hear the replication of your sounds made in her concave shores. Morales, Morales reprimands the people as to was there and asks them. He reprimands the people and asks them, was there genuine reason to celebrate Caesar's victory? He asked them, what conquest has he brought to Rome? If there were any prince tied to the chariot of Julius Caesar who would bring ransom money to Rome, which is going to fill the coffers of Rome, it was not the case. So he called the people headless fellow, senseless things he called them. He called them hard hearts and cruel, and asked them how could they forget Pompey. He reminded them that it was not long back that people would climb towers and people would climb walls and battlements, towers and windows and even chimney tops, and that too if they had infants, if they had little kids with them, they won't mind that, and with infants in their hands, they would climb chimney tops and wait there the entire day, patiently the entire day to see Pompey pass. And when they saw Pompey actually pass, when they would see Pompey, they would make such a roar of appreciation, such a great noise of cheer that the river Tiber trembled underneath its bank. The noise would shake the river to its lowest point, to its riverbed. See, that river trembled underneath its bank to hear the replication of your sounds made in her concave shores. This is an example of an hyperbole. Okay, we know that a few thousand people, or even a lakh people shouting at the top of their voice. We have seen that. We are Indians. We see the kind of crowd that come to watch cricket matches and the kind of noise that they make. We know they shout at the top of the voice, but that is not going to make any river tremble, that we know. Okay, so what is this? This is an exaggeration to drive home the point. And what is the point? The point is that the love was so great that they made such a noise. They made such great noise. So this is, Morales uses this phrase to drive home the point that people loved him so much, because the noise they created was absolutely great, and it could be done only if you love your leader so much. The noise would shake the river in its concave shores, in its hollow banks. No river flows straight from the its place of origin to where it finally meets the sea. No river follows a straight path. It is like generally it's a curved. This is the kind of path that rivers follow. Okay, so these are it makes concave shores along the path. Concave shores. So he says that Morales says that the noise shakes the concave shores, shakes the hollow banks. The noise would reverberate and echo in the river, making the river tremble. The noise would reverberate and echo, making the river tremble. Now see, tremble is what? Who trembles? Only a human being, which when he's very fearful, when he fears something very bad happening to him, is totally, he does not know what's going to happen. So fear stricken that he does not know how to react, then he would tremble. So that's basically human quality. And what is Morales trying to emphasize here? That the aura of Pompey was so great. The aura of Pompey was so great. The aura of Pompey was so great. That is the thing that is trying to emphasize through the use of this phrase. That the river Tiber trembled. Okay. That is the kind of aura that Pompey had. And now what they are doing? The people have totally forgotten him because they had lost the war. So you can see this phrase both has hyperbole as well as personification. Okay, you want to it as hyperbole, you can treat it as hyperbole. If you want to treat it as personification, you can treat it as personification. Treat it as both hyperbole and personification. Now do you put on your best attire, and now do you cull out a holiday, and do you now strew flowers in his way that comes in triumph over Pompey's blood? Be gone, run to your houses, fall upon your knees, pray to the gods to intermit the plague that needs must light on this ingratitude. Muller says that now they had put on their best attire, and they have come out to celebrate Pompey's loss. They have come out to celebrate the death of his sons, whose aura was so great, whom they loved so much not long back ago. So what is this? He asked them that they should go and pray. Why should they pray? Because of the ingratitude they have shown. He tells them that go and pray, run to he asked the people to go away from the streets, run to their houses and pray, so that, because of the ingratitude that they have shown, some terrible punishment some plague does not fall on them. See, here an insight into the fickle nature of human beings is provided. Insight into the fickle nature of human nature is fickle. Human nature is fickle. Nature is fickle. It flows with the tide. It flows with the tide. With the tide. See, they loved Pompey so much, and now they have forgotten Pompey. So this human nature. This is what Shakespeare is trying to tell us, and this is what he is done in a very beautiful way. Okay? Human nature is fickle, it flows with the tide, and this thing is made, this tendency of human beings is made use of by people who are in power to exploit the people. That is what, and that has been going on for ages and ages. Okay, so I hope this is clear. That's it, children, for today. I hope you have understood the things well, you have understood the text well. If you have any doubts, you can post it in the comment section. Keep watching, please keep watching, keep liking and keep subscribing to my channel. Thanks for watching the video.